Hi, I'm Christine Cushing and welcome to another helping of my favorite foods. Today I'm shooting live, no edits, no cuts, for a beautiful pan-seared scallop with a little lime, some thyme, a little butter, and ginger that you are going to love. I'm on the clock, so let's get started. Pan on. I want to get some nice heat in my pan and then tell you all about my beautiful scallops. Scallops, the one thing that I always tell people to look for when you buy them in the store, there's something called a foot, and that's the little muscle where the scallop actually is stuck to his shell. So we want to remove that because that's a little bit tough. Okay, so there's the foot, we take it off, and our scallops, look at how beautiful these are, plump, ready to go. While my pan is getting a little bit hot, I'm going to just season these. So I love this combination of east and west. It's a little bit of ginger, lime, and thyme. It's absolutely beautiful with seafood. So in my little bowl here, I have some chopped thyme, and I actually season that with some salt and pepper just to make it easier. So I'm going to sprinkle both sides of my scallops with this lime, seasoned basically thyme mixture. The lime isn't in there yet, on both sides. I keep one hand clean. One hand is going to go into the salt mixture and the other hand into the scallop. So I keep one always clean. Just about, I can feel the heat now. We're good with the temperature. I don't want it to be too hot. So now they're seasoned, and I'm going to mix here a little bit of olive oil and a bit of butter. Just really to keep the temperature down, so I don't want that butter to burn too much. But it's all about the butter here. These are going to be buttery, gorgeous, amazing. So once that smoke just settles down, it's going to start foaming a bit. As soon as, just before it turns noisette or hazelnut, I'm going to lay in my scallops away from me so they don't splash. It's always a good tip. So they're going to go into the pan away from me. Oh, these look so good. Really, really good. While the scallops are searing in the pan, I'm going to start with a little bit of ginger, just chopping it. And I like, for this particular purpose, to actually slice my ginger as opposed to grating it with my rasp because it gets too wet. So I've peeled it a bit, and I'm going to just start slicing some. But you can obviously just use your rasp. But I want to get it paper thin there, and then start chopping it up. So it gives me a little bit of texture. I can see here my temperature is a little bit high. So if the temperature is a little high, I just lift it off for a couple of seconds before this guy beeps at me. Put it back down, and you notice I haven't moved them. I think, I'm not going to say men, but I am going to say men, love to move stuff around. Steaks, everything. Turn it, move it, turn it. No, you put it in the pan, and you don't move it. I'm just going to turn it once. So that means I got to know when it is that I need to turn it, right? So it is a little bit of, you get the hang of it after a while. You start to learn when it's done, but that's the ideal, just turning it once. So now I've got some ginger, and I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of ginger on the top before I flip it. You can't even imagine how great this combination, ginger, lime, and thyme, really beautiful. So these have been maybe 3 minutes or so. Ideally, I'm thinking 3 to 4 minutes aside, but probably 4 minutes on one side, 2 to 3 on the next. So let me see. Are they ready to flip? The big question. I'm going to start with the one I put in first. Oh, look at that. Money, money, money. That's perfect. Now, while the other side cooks, I'm going to make the best use of my lime. You know me, I'm kind of a citrus freak, so we're going to zest first the outside of the lime, and then also use the juice of it. And what I'm doing here simply is I'm going to make a pan sauce, a very, very simple pan sauce. This whole dish is going to come together in less than 12 minutes. That's my prediction. And then look at this, how juicy this lime is. This is one of those phenomenal limes. You can see that? Look at that. Beautiful amount of juice in there. I'm gonna roll it just to get the last bit of my juice away from those membranes. Like, come on, that is a serious lime, right? I wanna make sure I don't overcook my scallops. They're looking perfect. Let's just do a little test to see, how do I know now that it's cooked? So you see when I press down, it's just giving a little bit, but not quite, like literally I'm seconds away. So I'm also anticipating that these are gonna finish cooking in the warm sauce. I don't wanna leave it too much longer. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of that lime zest. Oh, I can't even describe to you how phenomenal this flavor is. But I think they are done. I'm just going to take them off to let them rest now. And then we're going to finish the pan sauce. Because I don't want to overcook these, right? That's going to go there. Don't mind the beeping. Look at these. They are tremendous. I gotta finish the sauce now. The beeping has got to go. Look at these. There we are. Okay. 2 seconds. Now, if I show you my pan here, I want those beautiful crispy bits, but the butter has turned a little bit noisette, so I want to pour that off. If I do have any, I'm just going to pour it off because I don't want the sauce to have a kind of a slightly burnt bit. It's a little bit burnt, but I do want those flavors, right? I'm gonna put it back on the heat and I'm gonna deglaze. Okay, it's a kind of a moderate heat now. My little trick for making a pan sauce, anything to do with seafood, you can buy some clam juice, good quality, which this is, and I love to use this. I keep it in my pantry all the time because it really mimics a fish stock, a simple fish stock. And that's going to evaporate fairly quickly. To it, I'm going to add the lime juice. And this is really a no recipe, right? Things are coming together quickly. Let's hit it with a touch more ginger. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. A little bit of that lime zest is going to go in. And now I want to pick up those beautiful crispy bits in the bottom of that pan. Oh, baby, is that good. So I want that to reduce just for a couple of seconds, which it is now perfect. And guess where we're going? Little bit of butter. So cold butter on super low heat, just making a little quick butter sauce. Now, Okay, I am adding some butter, mea culpa, but you don't have to make it buttery like this. The thing that the butter does is it gives it a richness that really works well with the scallops. Plus all that lime juice that's got that tangy, citrusy note, you want to offset that, right? As well as the clam juice. So if you don't want to add really a lot of butter, you can just deglaze with the clam juice and less lime because it'll be super tangy otherwise. Okay, I'm continuing this beautiful. It's not going to be super thick. I really just want that to have a kind of a great silky mouthfeel. Okay, and I want to make sure that I taste it, right? Did I mention how good those scallops look? Come on. Okay, I'm swirling that. It's basically turned into a brown butter in here, and the aroma is beautiful. The next thing I'm going to do is I have some cherry tomatoes that I cut in half. I'm going to put those in there because I thought they needed a little bit of color, just a few. And then that sauce is pretty much done, but I do want to make sure that I taste it. Needs a little more butter. It's a little bit too tangy. But the point is you want it to have that concentration of flavor because I'm not going to use a lot of this sauce. It's just going to be a little bit to kiss each scallop. It's not going to be swimming in that sauce. Really tastes great. Going to hit it with just some chopped chive in there and finish. That is the end of that. Now, last thing that's going to happen here, I'm going to plate right here for you. Just for something fun, what I did is I had these scallop shells a long time ago, and they make for just a beautiful presentation. So I'm going to present them right on the shells, on a platter on the shell. Look at that. See how dramatic that looks right away? And this juice here, I don't want to waste that. That's going to go back into the sauce because that's precious. Aroma, crazy how good this smells right now. All right, so look at how fantastic this looks. Now I'm just going to turn this off so it doesn't annoy you and me. And every scallop is going to get just a little drizzle of this fantastic sauce. Some extra just on the plate like that because why not? A few of these tomatoes are going to be strewn. And that is how you make a pan-seared scallop. How pretty is that? I gotta taste because that's looking really great. By the way, the reason for this whole recipe is anytime we go to a restaurant, my husband refuses to order scallops. I mean, I always point them out and he's like, there's no way because you, that's me, make the best scallops. So I wanted to share that recipe. This is his favorite way of having scallops. So let's see. Look at that. That is a scallop. Look at the color on that, beautiful texture. To me, that's perfectly cooked. I'm gonna just put my perfection. That is really a tremendous, beautiful, easy recipe of a little East meets West. Thank you for joining me on a live episode or helping of my favorite foods with this quick lime, thyme, ginger scallop. See you next time. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share it, scream it from the rooftops. I'm here to help. Thank you. See you.